What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I have another Path of Exile video for you guys today. Every time I open up social media, there's more news, and it is so hard to keep up with all that is going on Path of Exile 2. I'm going to be doing a back-to-back reacts to Talkative Try. Man, I'm farming your content right now. I'm sorry, it is so hard to keep up with everything, and just thank you for putting these videos together. All this information's all over the place, and you're just compiling into one video here, and I'm going to be reacting to it today. So we have the second video in a couple of days from Talkative Try, guys, called Crazy Path of Exile 2 News Refuses to Stop Rolling In, and it's literally all over the place. Every time I open up social media, there's a new post about something that has been discovered, or somebody that had some old recorded content from one of the play tests, and they're giving us teasers every couple of hours, it seems, here. So I'm gonna be reacting to this video today, and we'll see if we learn anything new. There's been a lot that I've been trying to keep up with, but let's get right into this, guys. Talkative Try, Crazy Path of Exile 2 News Refuses to Stop Rolling In.
Moana Exiles, Talkative Try here, and oh my, grinding gear games are as inexhaustible as Izaro as new Path of Exile 2 news refuses to stop surging in. More chats with Jonathan Rogers, juicy video teasers directly from the Path of Exile 2 team, more vital snippets from the last playtest event, and I am here to sort it all out and get you the best new insights in a single video.
Thank you.
That's right, Path of Exile 2 news aggregator Try here at your service again. It's still an honor.
Legend.
Exiles.
Legend for doing this.
Here's a high-level overview of what new info this video contains. Path of Exile 2's placement on the Steam best-selling games list, a massive bombshell from Jonathan Rogers about how Blizzard saved PoE 2 in the Legendary Drops interview, numerous important details from Jonathan in my one-on-one chat with him, including the fact you cannot respect to a different Ascendancy class.
Yeah, I did see that.
Rare monsters are completely different in Path of Exile 2, and Path of Exile 2 should launch on GeForce Now on December 6th. Then two amazing video teasers from Grinding Gear Games showcasing new skills and top-tier items, the existence of a buyback window in PoE 2, just one crazy passive tree node.
Really? Okay.
The fact that Xbox already has PoE 2 downloadable.
I did see that.
A few more extra snippets of new info.
Fingers crossed it doesn't get data mined, because it would really suck if the game was already figured out before the game even launched. I don't want to see full build guides before the game release. This is concerning. I think this happened a couple of days ago, and I don't believe there's any info out there, but there's going to be somebody that wants to take advantage of this, I'm sure, because it is going to be a lot of people are probably going to try to find some builds at the beginning. People like to do that in Path of Exile 1. This is Path of Exile 2. It's a brand new game. Everyone should just jump in blind and just enjoy it for what it is. This is you don't get these opportunities very much, and to have a brand new clean slate in a game that everyone's looking forward to, it's going to be so hype, and everyone's going to be discovering it together for the very first time. I think just having it all figured out just ruins it, and I'm sure it'll ruin it for a lot of people that aren't going to be looking at it anyways. Just the fact that we all know that it's all been discovered already would really suck. So fingers crossed this doesn't get data mined.
My take on the bait build tier list drama, and
I've been seeing a little bit of that.
Thank you and quick showcase of some literally insane numbers. Before we get into the belly of the beast of the video, please like the video if you like my content, subscribe to the channel for all things Path of Exile 2, and hit the sub notification bell. These past few days have been the most successful for the channel ever by many orders of magnitude. I'd like to keep the momentum going.
Huge congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, huge congrats.
Let's delve on in. Here is the first insane bit of news, and it's nothing even related to gameplay. It's the fact that Path of Exile 2 is in the top 2 top sellers on Steam.
That's insane.
Which is crazy.
Right behind the Steam Deck.
Considering that you buy supporter packs separately outside of Steam, there are people on console buying supporter packs, right?
Yeah.
And it's only number 2 to the Steam Deck. Nothing else is beating it. No other
I'm curious
game,
what 3 is.
It is not even out yet. Funny little thing, it's still listed as free to play on Steam, even though the early access version is indeed paid, as we all know.
Yeah.
Just seeing this probably is causing a lot of the fear from grinding your games.
Yep.
They know that there is going to be a mass amount of people swarming the servers that day one, and
100%.
a lot of them are coming from Steam. They are doing their...
What's crazy is that you do have to have you have to buy in 30 USD, or you get a code from somebody else. There's a ton of giveaways on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. But the fact that this actually says free to play is interesting. I'm surprised it's labeled that way. I don't know if that's like considered false advertisement, but like if somebody was to click on this and it says free to play, but then you see that you had to buy in to play it, that doesn't make it free to play right now. I understand that when the game fully launches in like 6 months or a year or whenever it's going to release, then it would say free to play. But yeah, that's kind of strange that it says free to play right now when it's not going to be free to play.
Their absolute best to prepare the servers, but they were expecting league launch numbers. They're going to get far higher than that.
Yeah.
Then yesterday, we also had this excellent philosophical interview come out.
I'm really curious how this is going to unfold on launch day. What are the what numbers are they going to hit? Even at a $30 price point, I think it's going to hit massive numbers. It is so hype right now. $30 is a great price range for any kind of game. But the fact that this is a supporter pack, you get skins with it, you get the higher tiers you go, you get more skins to hand out. There's t-shirts and sweaters and art books. I don't know, like I think this is I think it's gonna be pretty big. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty massive.
From legendary drops with game director on Path of Exile 2, Jonathan Rogers. Highly recommend you give it a watch. As with everything else I'm talking about today, all the sources are in the description below. And in it, as I said, mostly philosophy, mostly talking about the greater games industry, what Path of Exile is, how it came to be, and the like. But there was one major bombshell announcement here. And it's the fact that on July 17th, when Grinding Gear Games announced the Settlers of Kalgur expansion for Path of Exile 1, and on the same day, Blizzard did their big reveal for Vessel of Hatred, talking about the Spiritborn and the like, they realized they needed to change what they were doing immediately. People were looking at the Spiritborn class and saying, wow, look, this expansion's only adding this stuff to the game, whereas Settlers of Kalgur is adding all this crazy stuff in a random expansion to a game that is getting a sequel in a few months. What is Blizzard doing? And Jonathan admits making a new class is a lot more work than what they do for Path of Exile 1. There's a lot more effort that goes into something like that. But as they were working on finishing the rest of the campaign, polishing new skills, getting classes ready, they realized, oh my goodness, are we doing the same with Path of Exile 2? Should we refocus entirely onto the most repeatable part of the game, something that thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of players are going to sink their teeth into? Endgame? Yeah, we probably should. And on that day, Jonathan decided to reorient the entire company to work on Endgame for Path of Exile 2. And that is why we got that incredible showcase of the Atlas, all the extra endgame content systems with the trials and the unique pinnacle bosses. It was an excellent decision, and hearing that it's all thanks to Blizzard. This right here is the first of...
Now I will say, chat, I was actually concerned about the content in Path of Exile 2. K-Machine, one of my good buddies, him and I are going to be working on some videos here for the channel pretty soon together. We've been talking about doing it for a while, but him and I talk all the time about games, and especially Path of Exile. We've been super hyped ever since the announcement of PoE 2, but I was concerned about the content in PoE 2 for the early access. I had a feeling that it might only be the campaign and endgame would be very little, and we'd, run through it a couple of times, maybe build a character, like a couple of characters, 3 or 4 maybe, and then we'd be done with it. There wouldn't be enough content. And it's crazy to hear that is where it was headed before all of this just happened, when Blizzard did the announcement. And that's crazy to me that that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm so glad that they turned that around. I'm really, really happy that they just switch their focus to do end game content. This game needs to be replayable at the end and keep people engaged for a while. They have so many unique classes and builds that you can do in this game, and as long as the end game is fun, we're going to want to roll new characters and try different ascendancies. And K-Machine and I were talking about, once we get a character or 2 going solo, we'll probably jump in here and there and play with each other, but like we're gonna try to find a build each that can that meshes well with each other, that we can set up crazy combos and just roll through the game together and only play those characters together when we're both online, and try to play through that way, because we've always wanted to do that in a lot of games, but I think it would be really fun in this as well. But yeah, I'm really glad that there's going to be some replayability. It looks like there's a lot of in-game content. But let's continue this video.
2 video teasers from Grinding Gear Games. This one showcases 2 new buff skills that you can use for your minions in particular, as well as 2 scepters in the game with a variety of stats on them.
Yeah.
For people who might not understand the items of Path of Exile yet, these scepters that they showcase, especially this one right here, is insanely powerful at showcasing an absolute top tier item.
I saw this one.
I highly
this
recommend you watch the videos themselves, because the sound in them is just insane.
+3
the 2 skills showcased are powerful as well. I'm sure there are great ways they'll be able to interact with minions, but the thing that I really wanted to focus on were the scepters. It's showcasing that very powerful items, busted items, one might say, are indeed possible in Path of Exile 2. And this is something that
on this thing.
Some people were worried about. Were they going to tone down what you could do with items in the game? Were they going to get rid of the variety? Well, I can tell you, veteran players and new players,
I think they've stepped it up.
These 2 scepters showcased show a whole bunch of minion buff variety that isn't even present in Path of Exile 1, which is shocking indeed. Now we are going to get into...
Yeah, I'm going to go back just 1 second here, chat. I know that I'm pausing this a lot, and I apologize, but look how crazy this is. I know this is a level 84 scepter, but the fact that it has 97 increased spirit, that is new to Path of Exile. I mean, I still got to learn more about the spirit, but like, this is insane. 42 to maximum mana. Allies in your presence deal 118% increased damage. So minions, your buddies in the party, allies in your presence have a 19% increased cast speed. Like, all 4 of those stats are insane, but we're not even done yet. +3 to level of all minion skills. +3 to minion skills that's nuts. And this is a rare scepter. This isn't a unique, this is a rare scepter, and then minions have 22% increased life. That is an insane, like, I don't know, are they showcasing like the top tier weapons right here? Is this like top tier, or can they get crazier than this? Ah, man, this is going to be awesome. And if stuff like this is dropping, my guess is that this is crafted, but if stuff like this is dropping, like, the dopamine levels are going to be insane.
Exile 1, which is shocking indeed. Now we are going to get into a highlight reel of my interview with game director Jonathan Rogers,
which is so cool
yesterday.
How I did this.
If you'd like to watch the full thing, you absolutely can. This stream was insane. The interview went very well. Everyone received it excellently, including haters of mine, which is phenomenal. Let's talk about the coolest stuff we learned from the interview. First up, rare monsters and their modifiers. So, rare monsters are completely different in Path of Exile 2. First of
Oh,
all,
okay. I
not
didn't see
all
this.
monsters can be rare monsters. You don't want to fight a typical zombie as a rare monster. That doesn't make sense because rare monster fights are
Okay.
supposed to be a little bit more meaningful in this game. So
Oh,
they have a
great.
pool of monsters that they can select as rare. And then when they transform something into a rare monster, they
Yeah.
change the way its abilities work or they add new abilities to it. The
What?
example that Jonathan gave was a crab that you find on the beach that you wash up on in the very start of the game, or the riverbank that you wash up on. Now it used to shoot spikes from it. Now the
Yeah.
spikes implant in the ground as a rare, and then they explode. So it has that
Oh,
little bit extra flair added. And
yeah. That's
all the
really
rare
cool.
monsters in the game, or at least most of them,
And the
are
attention to
going to have
detail.
this extra flair. In addition, the modifiers that rare monsters get, and those are the things that buff and give them added fire damage, or
Yeah.
add a ring around them that drains your mana, or gives them a little bubble that will slow anything within their
Yeah.
radius. Those are in the game once more, but they've done an entire balance pass on them, and now they are more intelligent about the modifiers that are added to particular types of monsters. This should mean that if a
Should keep
certain
things
monster
interesting.
doesn't act well with a certain rare mod, it
Yeah.
won't appear on that monster, which is great.
Oh,
There are
wow. Okay.
situations in Path of Exile 1 where certain types of monsters will get a modifier that will make them incredibly tanky. You won't be able to
Yeah.
take them down,
Yeah.
and it just becomes a slog. That shouldn't be the
Sometimes you just
case
run
in
right
Path
past
of
them.
Exile 2. Then we received some interesting item info, including the fact that if something drops as a tier 1 through 5 item, meaning it has very good rolls and modifiers on it,
Yeah.
if you begin to craft on it, it does not keep the fact that it will roll well or have good mods. It's only when
Oh,
you first unidentify it, it's showcasing, okay, this tier 5 item has the absolute best in-class modifiers and rolls on it,
yeah.
but when you start to edit it with orbs, it does not keep that particular effect. We also learned that they are
Oh,
working
okay.
to
Okay.
make the trade site functional on day one, which is great. It is possible not everything will be available on day one, but they're
I don't
trying
think a
their
lot of people are going to
best to
trade,
make
but
that
maybe,
happen. They
possibly.
confirmed there will be no rune words in the game on launch, and Jonathan even said, you think you like rune words, but you don't like rune words. You liked how busted they were. You didn't actually like the system itself. And then he also spoke how
I mean, he's
splinters
not
will be
wrong.
dropping in much higher.
The only thing is, it was super satisfying when a rune dropped in Diablo 2. Oh my god, dude. Just like rune farming and all that stuff. The system can obviously be improved significantly, but man, I do miss set items in Diablo 2. I do miss rune words in Diablo 2 and trading up for everything and combining stuff in the cube to, go to the next level of runes. I don't know, there's something about it. Obviously that's an outdated system now. And even when I went back and played D2 Resurrected, it was really fun for, the first, I don't know, couple of hours that I did it. And then after that, I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of outdated and it's going to take forever. And I simply just don't have the time to grind for runes like I used to when I was in high school. But yeah, I mean, there's something about set items that was just so cool. Getting an Ix set or Talrasha set or something like that. Like, it was just so awesome. I hope that one of these ARPGs one day bring those back in some capacity. I know it's not really for endgame necessarily, but even leveling up with set gear was pretty cool. There's obviously better items to use, especially when the rune words came out, but there's got to be a way to modernize both of those, the rune words and the set items. So I'm curious what GGG does. Obviously, they're huge Diablo 2 fans, and they are obviously very they know that these set items and rune words are were a big part of Diablo 2, and I'm wondering if they'll kind of make their own version of it somehow in PoE.
Stack sizes, because there are 300 breach splinters in a breach stone, and the fact that you have to click 1, 2, 3, 4 gets kind of tiring and it clogs up the screen. He told me, at least, that these will be dropping in stacks of 10 or more, so that when you get modifiers that change how many splinters drop, it can actually impact those stack sizes, change them from 10 to 11 to 12 and the like.
Oh,
We also
cool.
learned that you cannot
Great.
change ascendancy classes. So once you
Yeah, I heard
ascend in
this.
Path of Exile 2, you cannot swap to a new ascendancy
You're
class like
locked
you
in.
can in Path of Exile 1. This is a much more last epoch-ish system wherein you have to just make a new character if you
Yeah.
want to try out a different ascendancy on your class.
Yeah.
Jonathan also discussed how vendor recipes are no longer in Path of Exile.
Now, I'm wondering what their thought behind that is. I guess it's replayability because people will more than likely want to try out both ascendancies. It makes sense. It's actually kind of smart for them to do this during early access. But I feel like when the third ascendancy opens up for all the classes, it would be pretty cool to be able to switch back and forth between the ascendancies. Maybe keep things fresh in the end game for you and not have to re-roll a character and go through the campaign again. I don't know, like, you could have gear for each ascendancy and just, quick switch them if you can. Like, I think that would be really cool just to kind of keep things fresh. If you get, I've been grinding a week straight on this current ascendancy. Let's switch up to this one. And then, it's kind of like a fresh, you can go grinding again. It's going to be different. It's just to keep things fresh. I think it'd be pretty cool to switch back and forth, in my opinion.
Exile 2 as they were in Path of Exile 1. And now what you used to find through vendor recipes are now found in more flavorful areas of the game. You can find little hidden secrets, shops, and merchants and the like, and find cool items through these places instead of trying to sell some random stuff to vendors or formulate items in a certain way in your inventory and all that sort of stuff, which sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
We also learned that endgame
Really
waystones
like
go up to T15 normally, but you can corrupt them and get a tier 16 waystone, which is essentially telling you how difficult the map that you're opening up will be. I also brought up the Goblin Troop MTX and asked if they were thinking about an audio slider of the like. He said it was just on his radar and they're talking about it, they're thinking about it, but he has no answers for us right now. We also learned that GeForce Now should be available on December 6th, so you will be able to play Path of Exile 2 on December 6th via GeForce Now. PvP will also be in the game in the form of simple.
Honest question. Do people actually play games on GeForce Now? I don't think I've ever heard of anybody play on it. I've launched it through there before in the past. I don't think I know anybody ever that plays exclusively through GeForce Now.
Duels. I also asked Jonathan if he would log in on December 6th, and this was his answer.
Of course. I mean, as soon as there's some kind of horrible fire with the servers, then I'll immediately have to probably deal with that instead. But so long as there aren't any problems, I'm going to be playing, absolutely.
Yes,
I sincerely enjoyed the interview.
Fingers crossed their servers don't blow up. Fingers crossed. It would be so devastating if it did, but it's completely understandable. Every live service game that drops these days always has server issues. That's why I didn't take the Friday off. I took the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off to be able to play Path of Exile, and that'll give them a couple of days to hash it out, and I'm sure it'll be fine by Monday. Let's hope. But yeah, I really hope it's fine day one, but I'm sure there's going to be hiccups. Hopefully everyone's patient. I know everyone's really, really looking forward to this, but how crazy people can get.
I think Jonathan did too. The community seemed to enjoy it as well. And this right here on screen is a list of all the questions I did ask in green and the questions I did not ask in white. I didn't get to all of them. I wanted to respect his time. We went for about an hour, just a little bit over. Highly recommend you watch the entire thing if you'd like to hear him give his take on all
I'll have to
things
listen to this
Path
while I'm
of
at work.
Exile 2.
And
then we have this insane teaser from Path of Exile 2 showcasing Ball Lightning, Archmage, and Wild Shards. 3 new skill and support gems in Path of Exile 2. The sound on this thing is insane. I bought new speakers just for this game. I don't know what else to say besides it looks awesome and it makes me want to start a sorceress, but I also want to be a warrior. I don't know what I'm...
You bought new speakers to play the game. Interesting, man. I don't know if I've played a game on speakers in probably 15 years. I always wear headphones. It's just something about playing games with headphones on. It just makes it all immersive. And I don't know, man. And you know what? I have always wanted to figure this out. he's using a microphone right now without headphones on, and I've seen people play games and listen to music and they're not wearing headphones in, and I'm always so confused. There's got to be something to do with the noise gate of the microphone. I got to figure this out one day because I do want to test this out, but I mean, I only have my monitor speakers, like my, not like audio monitors, but my monitor. Those are the only speakers, and the quality is awful. But yeah, I've always been curious about that.
I'm going to play. Everything looks like so much fun. And then this right here, Sigil of Power, stay inside the sigil, get more damage essentially. And that item in the upper right-hand corner,
awesome.
Viper Goad, a chiming staff.
Dude, another rare. That is bonkers. This one might even be better than the Scepter, man. Level 90. This one has gain 26% of damage is extra lightning damage. 190% increased spell damage, 101 to maximum mana, plus 5 to all lightning spell skills. I can't talk right now. Plus 5 to lightning skills. That's insane. This is a rare item. This has to be top tier. Like it's plus 20 quality. This must be fully rolled. Crazy. And then on top of that, 14% increased critical hit chance for spells, 17 increased critical spell damage bonus. Like, that's got to be your final staff. I don't see it getting any better than that. That's absolutely insane. But I really like the sigil. You put it on the ground, says, place a sigil on the ground, providing a powerful spell damage buff to you and your allies while standing in it. The buff becomes more powerful the more mana you spend while standing in the sigil. Like, nuts, man. That is crazy. This game just looks so good. I can't wait to check out all these skills.
Once again, this staff looks insane by Path of Exile 1 standards.
Yes.
And it showcases something a little interesting. If you look, it says requires level 90.
Yeah.
That's a high level requirement for an item.
Yep.
That's not typical in Path of Exile 1.
No. I was wondering if the stats make it that
they might be gating some ultra powerful modifiers, perhaps behind getting to a certain item level and character level.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Level 90 is pretty up there, everyone, okay?
It is.
It's not as high as level 100, of course, but it is still high.
Which will
I think that would be really cool if
get into those higher levels.
To really push your character to start equipping items that have higher item mod.
The chase to get up there too. I'm curious what the chances are for items to drop with that, or if you have to craft that. I'd like to know more info on that.
This does happen in Path of Exile 1, where item levels need to be higher to access certain modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
But usually the character
level,
the
base level of the staff is.
So it's exciting. I'm playing the teaser again because the ball lightning just looks so crisp. The animations are great. Yeah. Jonathan actually mentioned this boss fight in my interview with him. He talked about how the fact that the witch, the ice crone, is not a very hard fight in the second area of Path of Exile 2. But once you put her in endgame, give her a larger arena, up that AoE of all of her effects, it's actually a pretty tough battle. Again, we have a cool teaser from Havoc, who went out and played in LA a few weeks ago. It's showcasing that Path of Exile 2 has a buyback window. It's as simple as that. Lots of other games have this. If you accidentally sell one of your items, you can just buy it back. It's cool to see.
That was so frustrating in the first
game. For a long time.
Come on, everyone's been there. You've been tired. You've been at work all day. You've had a stressful day. You're kind of just zoned out playing. You accidentally sell the wrong item in your stash or your inventory, and you're devastated. Thank God they added a buyback window. Thank God.
Good one, Grinding Gear Games. Now we have
this so clumsy when it comes to
that. The passive skill tree called Spaghettification from Empyrean. He must have grabbed it when he was in LA. And it just
a troll?
Gives you a bunch of random stuff. I suppose it's flavor since it's in the chaos section. But what I thought is, maybe spaghettification is random on each tree. I don't know. It's the only
Really
passive skill tree
interesting.
thing that we're looking at here today. And unfortunately, because of my next thing that I'm going to talk about, it seems like we might be getting more passive skill tree stuff. I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to cover it or anything else to do with the Ascendancies until launch. This right here is Path of Exile 2 on Xbox. You can download Path of Exile 2 now, today, and go to the main menu screen, but you cannot log in, as Jonathan Rogers will be doing on the 6th. You can access the options area, which has some interesting things. I'd say don't pay any heed to the stuff in here, such as the ruthless item filter. There won't be ruthless. One thing that's interesting, again, I don't know if you can pay it any heed, is the fact that you can disable crossplay. Interesting stuff. But because the Xbox now apparently has Path of Exile 2 on it, it's possible everything in the game can be data mined. That includes the passive skill tree. That'd be so sad. That includes all the ascendancy nodes.
I really hope not.
Stuff about the Atlas, I presume. Yes. I'm no data mining expert, but I think that's the sort of stuff that you can get from something like this.
There's no way they didn't think about this, right? Please, 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 please say that this information is not available. Like, that would be so devastating a week before the game launches.
If that happens and everything is leaked, you will not see it on this channel. I'm only looking at stuff that is teased out by Grinding Your Games or people that played the game in LA, because it's little bits and pieces. I'm talking about that news. If the entire game is just leaked before release, I'm not going to show that on this channel. I'm sorry, I want to go into the game with some aura of mystery. Yeah. It's why I haven't watched the whole presentation from that LA event.
There's only one chance to experience this for the first time.
From 100 to 0, including the Zesht fight that we saw in the end game reveal. Yeah. I don't really want to be spoiled on that stuff. Yeah. I'm only 9 days away from logging in. Why should I spoil my stuff on big stuff like that right now? Yeah. We're talking about little stuff on the channel right now. We're not talking about the massive things anymore. If I use massive in this video title, that's not good. Additionally, it looks like people are getting their lifetime keys for Path of Exile 2. Remember, if you have spent $480 or more on Path of Exile 1 microtransactions, you will get a free key to Path of Exile 2. If anybody would like to give away their keys, I am doing giveaways on stream. I am shouting out people who give me those keys. So if you do get a key,
good on him,
an extra key because you bought a supporter pack, you can send them my way on Discord or Twitter, Twitch, wherever. It'll be fun. If you don't have your key yet, don't be worried. They're probably sending them out in waves. You will have it by December 6th.
Yeah.
And now they
this is kind of a good time to transition into this. I have bought a supporter pack and I have extra keys to give away. I will be giving them away on my Twitter and during my stream. I will be doing that the week before the game comes out. I want to make sure I have them all out before Wednesday night, really, the end of Wednesday night. I'll be streaming that week. I want to give away a couple of keys to the community, of course, so I will be announcing those details, but make sure to tune into my Twitch and my Twitter. I will be posting both there. It's the same as my YouTube, just Hazey K Thanks. I will be giving away a bunch of stuff as well, so yeah, please keep an eye out for that. I would love to give a key to some of my community members.
There is some drama going on in the Path of Exile 2 community because some YouTubers, some creators are starting to put out build guides and tier lists for the best classes and ascendancies in Path of Exile 2. And of course, we don't know the power of these classes. All we see is gameplay from trailers and snippets of information from people who play tested the game on not even the final version that we're going to get. None of this stuff is accurate. So what I say to all those,
I don't mind theory crafting, but we don't really have much to theory craft. We have very, very limited information, and the fact that people are making tier lists is very ridiculous. I don't understand how or why people are doing this, but I found something that was really funny. Empyrean actually posted a tier list on Twitter. It's a meme tier list. Don't worry. I'm going to show you guys because I actually find this pretty funny. And even I believe the community manager of Diablo 4 even commented on it. I'm pretty sure that's what Adam is. global director of community for all things Diablo. This is a tier list period made, and this is funny. This is just a troll to all these people that are making these videos. He's gone 1, 2, 3, 4. Put Diablo 4 at the bottom. Of course, people see a tier list and are like, oh yeah, D4 is dog water. Take a closer look. 1 in section 1 is usually S tier. Path of Exile, Diablo, Torchlight, Last Epoch, Grim Dawn, and I don't even know what this other game is. I can't even really see what this says. I don't recognize the front of it. I've never played this, but these are all just the first games of these titles. That's why it's in the 1 section. Path of Exile 1, Diablo 1, Torchlight 1, Last Epoch is the first one, Grim Dawn, and then 2, Path of Exile 2, Diablo 2, Torchlight 2. I just found this so funny. Adam was laughing at this. It's really, really funny. And people just this went right over some people's heads. That is a delusion. That is as delusional as Rod's tweet. Imagine being this brain dead. Just look at the image again and use both of your brain cells. That's a good response. I like that. I usually use that when I'm playing Warzone and stuff like that. But yeah, this is just so funny, man. What a meme. It got people.
None of this stuff is accurate. So what I say to all those and what I say to you, just have fun.
Just have fun.
Don't pay them any mind. Choose the class that you think looks most interesting.
Exactly.
That class,
test
the class
them out
that
for
is
yourself.
most interesting to you, the most fun looking to you, is going to be the best class for you.
Shut off the noise.
Anyway, we all know that your second
Put on your
option is going to
headphones.
end up being the most busted class in the entire game.
There's gonna be
now,
one.
I do get why some people are calling out creators for doing this. It makes sense. We don't want to trick new players. There's a lot of new players coming into the scene for this launch.
Good point.
We don't want to set them off incorrectly and saying, yeah, this is going to be the most busted build ever. You should totally play this, when we actually know nothing. It's just a bit of a slippery slope. There are obviously bad actors, right? People who are blatantly lying for clicks and traffic. And then there are those people who are theory crafting and speculating about what they think will be the strongest. I think there's a clear dichotomy there. And I don't really know what the correct solution is, besides just logging in and playing what you want to play. You don't need to follow anything. You just and if you do want to follow something, follow it from your favorite trusted creator, someone that you have watched for a long time. Not me. I'm going to make a busted, broken build, as in it's not going to function. Okay. I am not a build creator. Okay. I just like to play Path of Exile 2. All right.
I'm with you, bro.
I'm ready to log in.
I'm with you.
Now, I'd like to showcase to all of you some busted stats and just say thank you. I was speechless before and after the Jonathan Rogers interview yesterday. The support that I have received these past few days is
incredible,
insane.
Huge congrats to Try, man. It's so cool to see.
Now, I'm a big fan of numbers and data outside of Path of Exile and Path of Building. I know.
I will say this. He's got kids. He's got a full-time job. And the fact that he's able to do this and really put in the time and effort into this is just so inspiring. You know, I'm a dad. I have a full-time job. I got other hobbies. I do like to stream. Streaming and gaming is one of my hobbies, of course, but I only stream a few days a week. I only got a few hours a night to game. The fact that he's able to do all of this and get to where he is, I mean, he just interviewed the lead devs of Path of Exile, which is crazy. Co-owner of Path of Exile, like, just nuts. And then to see his success, especially over the last month or last few weeks, it's just been super inspiring. Huge congrats to Try. This is really, really awesome.
Oh, huge shocker. So we're going to talk about what has actually happened on that stream and what is happening to the channel through numbers. Here we go. On the live stream yesterday, YouTube had 44,340 live views, 6,848 peak concurrent viewers, 12,967 hours of watch time, 17 minutes, 32 seconds average view duration, 38 donations, 450 new memberships, and the entire live stream is now at 55,000 views and growing, with the new
Incredible.
Posted full interview at over 64,000 views and growing. On Twitch, we had 3,138 max concurrent viewers, 1,788 average viewers, and 634 new subscribers with 1,317 new followers. The VOD on Twitch is at 17,000 views and growing. In
unbelievable, man.
The past 48 hours.
Just congrats, man. Honestly, that's unbelievable. That is goals. That is all your hard work is paying off, bro. This is unreal. Really, really cool to see.
This channel has gained over 6,000 subscribers and
that's
400,000 views. That is unreal.
That's life-changing stuff.
Truly.
Yeah.
Thanks to anyone who has ever been kind, to anyone who has ever left honest critiques of my content,
for him.
To anyone who has shared joy in my videos, to people out there giving me opportunities and letting me leap slam on them with full force. Even to those who cannot stand me, I get it. Sometimes I can't bear myself either. Thanks to Grinding Your Games, all my fellow content creator friends, to my family, just everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's got to have quite the supportive family to be able to do all this.
I am inexhaustible. If you want to catch me live, the hype train continues today with Neversink, and then tomorrow I am talking with Gazi TV.
Interview today.
Thank you so much for watching, my fellow exiles. I will see you in the next one. Stay sane.
There's a lot to look forward to, guys. Path of Exile 2 looks very, very promising. When this video drops, it is going to be exactly 1 week away from the launch of early access. That's crazy to even say. We were sitting here way back when Path of Exile 2 was first announced, getting super, super hype. We knew it was really far away, and it's almost here. It's right around the corner. I don't like my days passing as fast as they do, but right now I do. I really just want to jump into the game and have some fun, hang out with you guys, of course. I will be playing almost every single day for at least a week, if not more. You know, I typically only stream a couple of days a week, but this is a big deal. I've kind of switched my schedule around so I can play almost every single night. But I can't wait. I can't wait to jump on. But again, I am going to be doing some key giveaways, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Go to my Twitch channels, my Twitch channel, my Twitter, X, wherever you can find me on social media. I will be posting about the announcements, and I will be giving away at least 2 early access keys worth $30 USD, and hopefully one of you guys can win it. Thank you for watching, guys. Original video link will be in the description. Thumbs up, notification bell on, please. I'd really, really appreciate it. We're going to continue the PoE 2 content, and you'll see some new videos from me pretty soon. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.